What's happening, everybody? Thank you for being here at All Access Live with Kevin Rankin. I'm going to apologize right now because I just had dental work done and my mouth is droopy and I'm goofy. But before we get started, I want you to do me a favor. If you've come here from Facebook or Twitch or Instagram or anyplace else, do me a favor. Go to the link below. Go to youtube.com/@accesskevin and subscribe to this channel. You want to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with your buddies. And if you would like, you can also become a member. You can choose right at the bottom there to choose the membership option, which allows you access to certain episodes only privy to members. Hang out with my buddies Kelly Keegi from Night Ranger, Ginger Lynn, the adult video film star. I got lots of videos that are just for members only. So you can do that. Or if you just want to check out all 350 some odd other episodes in the past and be notified about upcoming guests like tomorrow's rock star turned teacher of the year, Caleb Spiegel, then just subscribe to the channel. Also, this show would not be available if it weren't for 5-Star Guitars. 5-Star is based in Beaverton, Oregon. So if you want to play guitar or you want to get accessories for your guitar, you want to get lessons for your playing, perhaps you want to get repairs done, just go to 5starguitars.com. Use the promo code of All Access Live and you check out. And you're going to save 15% off everything that you check out with. And if you're outside Oregon and you want to save a bunch of money, there's no sales tax. So do it, support them, and they will support me continuously. My next guest is one of the most animated dudes you've ever met on the planet. The band Buckcherry has a brand new record out. The new single came out today, all the way from the North American Bigfoot Center. I've got Kelly Lemieux, otherwise known as Sasquatch. What's happening?
Squatchy.
That's right,
Squatchy,
man.
how are you? Wait, let me be animated.
Yeah, you are, man. We were talking about before we went live. I said, I'm just gonna wind you up. You said you're already wound
up. Wind him up and watch him go. Heavy metal.
That's it, buddy. That's it. Dude, you're going on tour tomorrow morning. Or at least tomorrow you got a show.
Friday. It's a fly day. It's a one-off. But I will be going on tour in April.
And tomorrow you leave for Phoenix because you're playing with my homie Glenn Sobel. You're going to be doing some Alice Cooper and Buckcherry stuff, right?
One show on Saturday. I'm flying out early to hang out with my pops.
Your pops? He's down in Phoenix. That's right, man.
He's in Surprise. Everyone's old. He's in Surprise, Arizona. It's fun. It's nice. It's going to be like in the 80s. So everybody that's in Oregon right now, suck it.
Yeah, man. Well, we got beautiful weather right now, but it changed as of like an hour ago. But
I was just out for my little walk jog, and it wasn't too bad. The sun was out. It was nice.
And when you go to Arizona, you take your dad out golfing?
I don't golf, man.
Yeah,
Charlie don't golf. I don't golf. I really think I should start, but I like playing real sports.
What are your sports?
Like football, frisbee.
Yeah, man.
Miniature golf. Okay. Just kidding.
I know you're an NFL guy, man.
I love it, bro. Did you see some of the stuff I sent you?
We've been chatting because you're first a Vikings fan and then a Seahawks fan.
Second a Seahawks, yeah. This is the whole born in Oregon, moved to Minnesota, but even when I was a kid.
I lost you. Kelly, where'd you go? Hey, I lost your camera, man. If you're still
you see me? Oh my
God.
Nope,
you dropped away for a second. There you are. Yeah.
Did I freeze up?
Just for a second, man. You said born in Minnesota.
Where you at? Oh, mother. You there?
I got you. Yeah, I'm here.
Heavy.
Yep. We're live.
Hello.
I can see you. Yeah, I can see you. Yep, we're good.
I don't know where you went.
Yeah, I'm right here, homie. Yeah, I'm good.
Where are you?
I'm here. This damn technology, man. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got you. Can you see
you there? I don't see you. You're froze up. What do we do?
Hold on. Come back in.
My phone rang.
Hey guys, just took Kelly away for a second. Hey, can you see me now? I got you. Hang on, I'm going to chat with you and I tell you.
Oh, man.
I'm here. Yeah. So I just told you, log out
and come back. Okay.
Hey, you know what we'll do? All right. We'll take Kelly out for a sec. Hey, so while we do this, let me just tell you guys, there's a brand new record out. We're gonna talk about the record. We're gonna talk about the single. The record hasn't come out yet, but the new single came out today with a brand new video. It's called "Roll Like Thunder," and just for shits and giggles, we're gonna actually play that live. So as soon as he gets back here, we'll talk about it. Sound good? All right. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll get Kelly back in just one moment. And meantime, I'm gonna ask you to thank my sponsor.
Are you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Okay, so here's what's going on. My iPad is hooked up to my phone.
Okay.
So evidently my buddy was calling me, and every time somebody calls me, it shuts off.
Can you turn it into put it on airplane mode or for?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Do the focus. Yeah.
So if I put my phone on airplane, or do I put this on airplane?
If they're tied together, if you put one in focus mode, yeah.
Good call. Sorry, man.
There you go.
I didn't know I was going to do that because this is kind of a new thing because someone thought it would be cool to steal my phone when I sat it down. So I had to get another phone, and in the process, I got an iPad just in case somebody wants to steal my phone again. So let me put this on. What am I putting? Airplane mode. Boom. How's that? It's on airplane mode. We still here?
Okay.
I apologize.
Yeah. No, you're good, buddy. That's all good, man. I could actually still hear you and all your pleading.
Oh, you could? Good, so. Okay, good. Yep. Well, I'm glad everybody else could. That's why I was like going, well, if you can still hear me, I probably shouldn't cuss.
Yeah, no, you can cuss on here. It doesn't matter, man. It's not a kid's show. It's not necessarily a kid's show.
What were we talking about before?
We were talking about football, baby. And so we just got your quarterback. Is that a good thing?
I had a Seahawks helmet before we moved back to Minnesota. Back from Minnesota to here. So I was the contrarian even when I was a kid, because everybody had you had to bring your own pads and helmet and everything.
Yeah.
So everybody had Vikings helmets because you could get those at the sporting goods store. So I had my buddy. Actually, I still got it. It's down in the basement. I had him paint Seahawks logo on silver, and he put the Seahawks logo. So there's actually a picture of me in this Faribault, Minnesota paper, diving to make a tackle with my Seahawks helmet somewhere. Somebody's got it.
The accent just came out for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
That was
yeah. When I moved back to Salem, Oregon Salem, Oregon.
Yeah, right.
I had that accent. I had to get rid of it. Yeah,
Did you get rid of your curling booties too?
Oh, we don't do curling in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, northern Minnesota you do.
Oh, I was in southern Minnesota.
Okay.
I was in Faribault, down by Otana. We were by all the Iowegians. They used to come up and fish for bullheads. Oh, we'd tell Iowegian jokes.
Why'd you move to Salem?
I was born in Salem.
Oh, the family was Minnesota.
My parents met. My mom was from Salem. Okay. They had me in Salem, and then when I was about a year and a half, I think, my dad wanted to move back to Minnesota. So we packed it up and went back. And then my brother and sister were both born in Faribault. And then we moved back here right before 7th grade.
Okay.
And I went to school with the same kids every year in Minnesota. It was a small town, still not very big, but they have a penitentiary there now, so it's gotten a lot bigger.
Hell yeah!
But part of the population's kind of stuck in this one. But anyways, so then we moved back here, and thank God we did, because man, I-5 corridors. I got in my car early night. Well, actually, the second time I got in my car in early '88 and drove on down to LA.
That was it. Football. Yes, sir, man. What I just realized, the way that this is set up with our cameras, it looks like you and me and Keith Richards are all three-way conversation.
He's part of the deal. Out in the background. He needs a nap. He went running today.
Rough night.
He went for a really long horse ride.
Yeah. Who's that? Hey, Debbie. Debbie said she's been to the Steele County Fair. Her mom's from Owatonna. So,
no way.
Yeah. Debbie's a good friend. Yeah. Debbie's a good friend of mine in Chicago.
Northfield down there. And
oh my God. Okay, we can't do this part anymore, man. If we got through the football thing, we got Sam Darnold. Hopefully the Seahawks do all right with that, but who knows, man.
Yeah, should be interesting. Hopefully we don't get Aaron Rodgers.
Oh God, that would be
No more Packers.
What happened with you? You've been able to get onto the field at both Lambeau and
I
in
didn't get on the field
Minnesota.
at Lambeau.
Oh, you didn't? You were just
No,
outside.
I
Okay.
would have taken a big dump on the 50-yard
Yeah.
line. I did piss off the people that were giving the tour because they let us in this little area that was for the alumni. And they went, and if you hear, you can hear it echoes really well. And what's the go pack go? Everybody go pack go. And so they're like the small handful of people that were there. Nobody was a Packer fan either, by the way.
Really?
Everybody was go pack go. And then I waited about 3 seconds and real loud I went, "Skull!" And the lady like dropped her water and got all mad at me. And I'm like,
that is awesome.
I'm a little stinker.
Were you with the rest of the band or were you by yourself?
I went with the merch guy and the drum tech at the time.
Okay.
Who is Johnny Tempesta's tech.
Oh, right on.
He's down in Vince.
Okay.
He's down in I think he's in South America, Mexico City right now.
Right on. With John?
Yeah, they're doing shows.
Very good, man. And
so I went with those guys. And then the Minnesota one, I went with my buddy, my buddy who called just now and fucked this up. But or actually I fucked it up by not putting it on airplane mode. Rookie. But he got us tickets to go to the Vikings stadium, and they let us go down on the field. And he's a big Steelers fan, so I'm like, dude, they had some little footballs and stuff on the field, and I'm like, I'm gonna go hit me. I'm gonna do a little out route to the corner of the end zone, throw the ball. And him being a doctor and a Steelers fan, threw like a pussy. So I'm like, dude, I'm all, you throw like an offensive lineman.
He couldn't get it to you. That
barely. I had to pick it off the ground.
So, what do the rest of the guys in the band? Are they into football at all?
Josh is a Cowboys fan, but we won't talk about it.
Oh God, man!
Josh is a Cowboys fan. Stevie is getting into baseball now because his son's into baseball.
Yeah, right.
So he's a baseball guy now, and the other guys don't give a fuck.
Most musicians that I know are not into football. You know, like my band.
Oh, me and JT are fucking huge football geeks.
That's like, cool.
Usually we're in the back of the bus watching football.
Yeah,
or I'll be on my iPad in my bunk while he's watching it in the back lounge. You know, you watching this dipshit? You know what I mean? It's just like anytime, you know, friendly razzes and whatnot. But yeah, he's a big sports guy.
You never have to worry about like your team's being rivals, you know, in the playoffs because Cowboys are never going to be playing because the Cowboys are never going to make it, right? So,
and the Vikings will get in the first round and then they'll choke.
That's pretty much stacked too, right? But I wondered if you guys hung in, when you're out on the road and you're going to do that kind of stuff, right? You got like the afternoon off, you can go out and see the stadiums. You guys help out.
He tends to hang a little. I'm sure if we were in Dallas and we could go see it, he would go. Josh is a big tennis guy. He has he's in like some kind of league. So if there's any tennis people that are good out there, not just want to meet Josh, but you're actually good at tennis.
Yeah.
He's in some weird like league where there's some dude that's another musician that comes out and they battle each other. He's super into tennis. So he'll go out and play. He's on a day off. He's like, "Oh, I booked a tennis match."
Right on, man.
He's really into it.
Were you guys on the Monsters of Rock this last tour when like Nuno ended up totally screwing himself up? Didn't he like tear his MCL or something like that playing basketball?
No, we did the last one we did was it was the Shiprocked we just did.
Okay.
We were on that one, and then we did the Creed cruise last April, and then the Kiss one right before that. And then we have done the Monsters of Rock, but that was the one we did with Alice Cooper, actually.
Okay, right on. Well, Alice, man, it's funny. I was asking about golf because Alice is always hitting. Yeah. He's always getting his 18 holes in before like 8:00 in the morning at every town he's in, right?
Oh yeah, and he goes. I don't want to round him out, but like, if you ever want to meet Alice and you're a fan, but don't bring my name up and tell anyone I told you this. We did that tour. It was about a month long. I ran into him at least twice at the local mall. Either on days off Like if we have a day off in that city, him and Cheryl, his wife, they go hit the mall, man. It's great. He'll put his hat up in a little fedora, and you wouldn't even know it's him. Me and John,
man.
we both ran into him at the. He came out at H&M. He came out of the dressing room, and I'm like, oh, fancy meeting you here.
Right. Yeah. If you were gonna say he walked out of Hot Topic with all of his Alice Cooper shirts, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No. Yeah. He likes. He's a mall walker.
I like the idea that.
But I am too. So whatever. Great minds think alike.
Alice Cooper and Buckcherry'S shop at Hot Topic to get the rock and roll wear.
I haven't bought anything there in a while. The only thing I get there are nose rings.
Yeah, man. Oh, you changed those out?
Well, I mean, I have these ones that just pop right out.
Okay. Yeah. This.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's got butters.
Yeah. Nice.
It just pops in and out. I just go here.
Okay.
I've had this. It's funny. I've had this thing since 1988.
Oh my God.
Pops right in. This one does not come out. That one stays in. I got gorgeous. Put my keys on there and stuff.
Yeah, man. Girls like the septum ring.
I don't know. I don't have time for girls.
Oh, let me ask you about that, man. You guys, like, because I think, are the other guys in the band, are they all married?
Married, divorced, married.
Okay. It's a bitch being in a relationship and being in a rock and roll band on tour. I think it's been written about before, but
I don't have time.
So, yeah,
it's like, and then when I'm home, and I always complain, I go, I should probably go out. And, maybe I don't drink. I haven't drank in almost 20 years. 20 years, March 29th. I don't really I come home and I'm like, I just want to log in my home time, and I want to see my friends and my family.
Yeah.
So it's I'll go to Lake O or whatever, and go watch some of the tribute acts, our homies and our buddies, but it's it's all the Stepford Wives. I don't really have anything in common with it. So
yeah,
I just gave up.
When you're back home and you're doing because you had started Beat Division, the 80s kind of new wave thing, right? Yeah. Yep. With our mutual homie Steve McSwain, right?
And Kevin
Hahn. Yeah.
Yep. Hansi. Yep.
And Collins on drums.
Mike Collins.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yep. Brazzers.
Yep. You call him?
It's a running joke. I don't know where it was how Mike and me, and we're just a couple of nutbags, and you get us together going. It's for some. I don't even remember how it came up, but it was like Brazzers. Funny joke. Last year for my birthday, Mike got me a cameo from Lee Sklar.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, which was awesome. Thank you, Mike. It was amazing. And Lee, and for anybody who doesn't know who Lee Sklar is, he's probably one of the most recorded bass players from the 70s and beyond.
On the planet. Gandalf.
Everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Phil Collins, the list goes. But everyone. Actually, Lee agreed to do the podcast, and I need to follow up on it.
You got to get him to do it. He's great.
His stories are nuts.
They started. So he started it out, and I reposted. I posted it, and I'm a total Oregon native. Come on.
Yeah, Scott Southworth. I see you in the chat, man. Yeah, of course Kelly's an Oregon native.
So anyways, Lee started out with, so I was talking to Brazzers. Mike's, that's my nickname for Mike. And I posted it, and I saw, and this is when I was still on Punch You in the Facebook. And somebody commented, I swear to God, I heard him just call somebody Brazzers. And I was like, oh yeah, he did.
Oh my God, that is awesome. Well, I was talking about relationship stuff, man. You and I been in the Portland scene for a long time. I mean, Salem's Portland, but I know that there was a tendency for a little while that you were dating musicians, and would hope, right, that in those kind of relationships, then the both parties in the relationship would understand traveling and touring and having music be the other mistress, right? Because that's the common thing.
I dated a girl who also was a musician, and she got it.
Yeah.
I dated another girl and she didn't get it. I mean, she wanted to get it, but she dated musicians before and basically broke up with me because she's like, I can't date another musician.
Yeah, man. That's a tough thing.
Yeah. So I just quit.
You and I are both probably tough enough to date aside from being musicians, right? But yeah. What are the qualities, Kelly? If you're going to fill out your dating profile right now, what are the qualities?
I always say this. Everybody's like, oh, you should get on a dating website. And I go, yeah, let's see. 57-year-old Peter Pan, former alcoholic, like I look so terrible. I'm fucking never been married, no kids. Oh, I'm on that.
Yeah, you're exactly the guy that she should bring home to meet her dad, right?
But so the funny thing is like other than being an animated cuckoo bird, I'm fairly old fashioned and
for sure, man.
Not really that crazy. I mean, I am, but I'm more fun than I'm crazy.
What's the perfect first date?
I don't know.
I'm trying to wingman.
Perfect first date for me would, I don't know. Sushi in a kick-ass movie. I don't even know.
Yeah, right.
Sushi in good conversation. I'm a talker. I like to gabby gab.
Yeah.
So,
God.
Oh, I honestly haven't been on a first date. I can't remember. I haven't. It's like I said. It's like I just kind of come home and hang out. But my friends, you and I family, So.
We had lunch last week, man, and God,
that was the perfect first date right there.
It was awesome, and you and I could have talked all damn day, man.
Well, we know a lot of the same people too.
Of course, lots and lots of like overlapping circles, and even like not drinking, man. We could just sit there and talk about what we were like before, and what we're like now, right?
Yeah, I got drunk logs for days.
Yeah, man. Those the experiences.
Don't miss it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Don't miss it.
But,
one of the best gifts I've ever given myself was stopping drinking.
Was there a definitive time? What was the moment that?
Probably from like 33 to 37.
Okay, but I mean the date, like your sober date. You talked March 29th.
20 years, March 29th, so 2005.
Yeah. What happened?
March 29th. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yeah. Tired. I couldn't do hangovers. I was having 3-day hangovers. I got to the point where I did all that like I'm only going to drink wine now. Oh, that's not working. I'm only going to drink beer now. Oh, that's not working. I'm only going to drink vodka now. That's really not working. And then it was just like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I couldn't. My dad stopped drinking in 1974. So I knew before I was even old enough to drink, I had a drinking problem. I just managed to maintain it because I would do that. I'm not drinking this month. So I would take like big chunks. So my friends would be, you drinking this week? You're not drinking. What are you doing? Because I would just, anytime it was on, it was on.
Yeah.
So, and it's just like, and then just, I started blacking out in my 30s.
Ah, that's tough.
And I was just like, when you wake up the next day and people are telling you the stupid shit you did and you were lucky enough not to go to jail. I mean, I fucking lucked out, man.
Yeah.
The fact that I never went to jail for any drunken, just moronic fucking stupid shit that I don't remember doing or insulted somebody or went on some fucking... The good thing with me is I would go on some completely insane tirade that people would just go, oh, this mother... They'd just feel like, this guy's just fucking stupid. Like, he's out of his mind. What the fuck? It turned in the end, it turned into like, people tell your mom jokes. It turned into your grandma. Once I started blacking out, I started talking about people's grandmas. I don't know why. I don't know why. And people be like, dude, you insulted my grandmother last night.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what?
How about gigs? Because you've been playing professionally for so long, man. Did it ever get in the way of some of those gigs?
Well, that was one of the reasons I decided after a while, I was like, I can't do this. I was really good about not drinking before shows. And then towards the end there, I started drinking before shows, but it was rather auspicious in the sense that I started drinking because you know how you do that, like, because I'd stay up all night holding court, drinking a bottle of wine and, you know, smoking a doob here and there or whatever. And I would be up, and I already have a raspy voice. So,
Right.
you know, a little bit, I can get raspy if I want to. And so I'd get up and I sing all the harmonies with Goldfinger. And two of those, you know, there's some, I don't want to blow anyone's anonymity. People who know the band know who it is, doesn't matter. But anyways, there was throat coat for your voice. John would drink the throat coat. And so I would get up the next day after smoking doobies and screaming, you know, I'd sound like Froggy from the Little Rascals, hey man, to Wolfman Jack. And I would be like, oh, throat coat, that'll be really good for my voice. I have to sing in about an hour or so. Let me have some throat coat. And Darren, my drummer at the time, was really into these foofy, he was like a girl drink drunk. And he did this thing that was rum. No, it's Captain Morgan's rum, vodka. Those were the alcohol. And then it was high C, orange juice, and like pineapple juice or whatever it was.
Headache.
So I'm making the throat coat, and I was like, gosh, you know, some of this rum would probably burn off. The next thing I know, I'm getting buzzed before we go on stage, and that stuff's half of that's just like
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and the lights hit you, and you're fucking, oh, and I'm like, I don't like this. And you know what? In this industry, you and I both know reputation is a very fragile thing.
100%.
You fuck your reputation up as a musician, it's hard to climb back out of that hole.
That's the truth, man.
And I was just like, man, I can't fucking do this. And I was just like, I'm drinking before gigs. I swore I never would. You know, we'd go over to Europe, and I would just like, you know, we're over with the Bloodhound Gang, and those guys were sponsored by fucking Jägermeister. I mean, oh my God. I mean, talk about falling down the stairs at Irving Plaza twice in one night and waking up with a purple leg from the knee down to your feet. And like, I had a bruise like that big on the side of my leg for 2 years.
That's nuts, man.
Finally got the feeling back. If that's not a wake-up call, but I still kept going for like another year probably. But I'm just like, you know what? One of these times you're not going to be so lucky.
Well, the Goldfinger guys, I mean, you mentioned like there's some sobriety now and there at that band reforming and gigging. You are like an active member of that band now, right? Too. So I'm
an active fill-in member.
But you've got songwriting credits, and you've got like
I've got some stuff on there. Yeah, I joined. Well, so John and I played in the Electric Love Hogs.
Right. Yeah. But that stuff wouldn't be back around. I mean, there's no way you'd have that membership back together again had you not gotten sober, right?
Well, the funny thing about guys that don't drink, they're, as you may or may not know, not to blow anybody. There's kind of a don't preach clause in the some of the steps, and guys that don't drink and actually follow that try not to preach, other than, hey, anytime you want to go to a meeting, I'm right here, but I'll save you the seat. So it's funny, a lot of the bands that I've been in for a long time, 2 of them, that have members that don't drink. It's really interesting how much alcoholism goes on in the crew.
Right.
Because it's one of those things where you're like, you know, unless you're like really fucking up your gig. I've had to send people home before that were really fucking their gig up, where I'm like, you're miserable, you're not happy, and you're drunk at sound check, and I'm not fucking having that.
It's harsh, man. So you've sent guys home, like crew guys?
Yeah.
Wow. That's tough.
You got to be real hardcore to get sent home.
Yeah, man.
I don't care what band it is. But, you know, when you're off I don't care, man. When you're off, your work's done. Or I don't even care if you have like a beer at lunch. I don't care. Have 1 beer.
Yeah.
fine. But if you're like, if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Florida and you've got a freaking plastic fucking plastic Fuji with that much fucking beer in it that you're trying to hide from me while you're putting my bass on and you smell like a fucking brewery, yeah, I'm going to get a little bummed out. And it's been going on for a while. I'm going to get a little bummed out.
You, you know, when you and I were having lunch, we were talking about this. Francis, your drummer, had been teching for Scorpions for a long time. That's how he and I first met, right?
Scorpions, Motorhead,
right?
Mickey D, Slayer. He was teching for Slayer.
That's right.
Before he got the Buckcherry gig.
And I was a massive Scorps fan, right? That's how he and I first met. And I was really disappointed seeing the turn that happened with Scorpions when Kotak was just, unfortunately, man, like out of his mind. You know, alcohol had really just it had made him somebody else, right? It sort of became the insidious Jekyll and Hyde thing.
He's no longer with us.
Yeah, man. I was kind of like thinking about how it affected my relationship with that band, because I grew up such a huge fan of that band.
I saw him on the Blackout tour right here in Portland.
Oh God,
it was actually, I think I was talking to Kevin, and he was like, "Dude, I was there too." It was Scorpions crazy. Headlining, Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast, and Girl School.
Yeah, that's right. Nope, I heard that was at the Coliseum. I heard about it. I moved to Portland in '95.
That's right.
I had to drive multiple states to go see them because I grew up in Montana. So I drove to Red Rocks to see him. I drove to Spokane and Monsters of Rock to see him. But I was such a huge fan, and I went to Germany to find them. I was that much of an obsessed fan when I was 18. Wow. I was nuts. And honestly, man, like Kotak killed them for me, you know, watching what happened in that band. And somebody who realizes that alcohol could totally just fuck up every relationship I have, including bands. I saw that alcohol essentially ruined my relationship with Scorpions because of Kotak. But they completely redeemed themselves and Mickey D totally, baby. And he brought him back, man. And I'm so glad to see it. You know, I know that you guys have shows together with them. Their residency in Vegas.
Actually, funny is we were supposed to be finishing them right now. Speaking of Mickey D. But I guess he decided to get a nasty staph infection in his foot and almost die.
I saw his tech playing a gig for him 2 nights ago. That's crazy, man. But he'll be back. He'll get back up. Playing? They were driving around in a golf cart yesterday on his Instagram, but I think his tech was subbing for that gig. But yeah, he'll be back. In August is when your residency is, right? Yeah, and I think we're down there as well. We come through Vegas, so I'm hoping we have a day off so I can come and see both you guys. And it will be, like I said, it's redeemed itself for me. I think Mickey really, you know, he totally crushed that.
He's a badass. We played with them in, it was actually before Francis was in the band. Scorpions, Megadeth, and us at the O2 Arena in England. And that was freaking so awesome because Klaus sounds great.
It's crazy. And like Klaus is like upper 70s now, which is insane. I think
he and Rudolph, I think they're both 76 or 77.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, when they started in the late 60s or some shit.
Yeah. Hey, Mike Branch, I see you in the chat over there. Yeah, he says, Kelly is easily my favorite all-access guest. Well, that's good, man. One of mine, too.
Hey, appreciate that, Mike.
Well, dude, okay, so we talked Buckcherry and a little bit of Girl School stuff. Buckcherry's got a brand new record out, Roar Like Thunder.
It's coming out. We got a brand new, the single and the video for the came out today, about 10 hours ago. And the record will be out June 13th. We're going to drop the second single video in May. Okay. So, yeah, just today. So, if anybody...
Wait, 2 months from now?
What's that?
You're waiting 2 months to drop the second single. That's a long stretch for these releases.
It's middle March, we'll say, right now.
Yeah,
I think probably, 2 months.
And what's the second single?
I think it's called Set Me Free. I don't remember. Set It Free, something. I don't know.
It has nothing to do with that.
That was one of the ones we actually wrote in the studio.
Okay.
There was yeah.
You guys write on the road?
Well, they got it down to like Stevie, Josh, and Marty, our engineer, pretty much wrote the last 2 records, and the songs are good. So I'm just like, all right, as long as the songs are good, I'm not going to squink. I just go in and knock my bass tracks out in about 4 hours and leave.
Do they come up with demos for your stuff and say,
Yeah, we'll get demos on a lot of it, and some, stuff gets rearranged. But I mean, the cool thing is they demo it at Marty's studio in Nashville. So, a big chunk of Josh's vocals. I mean, it's the studio we record in too. So a big chunk of Josh's vocals, he'll keep them if they're keepers. He rewrites, stuff gets rewritten, obviously. Vocals will get rewritten, song title like that. Set It Free, there was like 2 parts to the song, and then it turned into a full song, and it's the second single now. So that's why I was like, wait, what is it called? Because it didn't really have a working title. Well, I can tell you the working title, but I shouldn't.
That man. Well, I was gonna say, yeah. Why not? What's the title?
It was a reference to another artist, because I was listening to the opening riff sounded very similar to another artist from the 80s that we all love. I know you and I probably do. So it was kind of like this artist's name song. So I don't want to blow it.
All right, no, that's all good.
I'll tell you when we get off.
Okay, that's like,
and then when the single comes out, everybody can guess who it is.
Well, the first single, "Roar Like Thunder," is wicked, man. The video came out today. If we give people a sneak peek and take a look at it right now, is that cool? Where did you guys shoot the video?
That one we shot on the rooftop of a building right in downtown LA.
Okay.
That is not green screen. That's the actual city behind us. We were up on top of a roof for a few hours. We did daylight, and then we did a nightlight. So, and it's just, but basically performance video.
Yeah.
Easy and Tom, the cat that did it, he's rad. He's done a bunch of videos for us. The whole production team's super awesome. They're dope.
That's killer, man.
Yeah, and what's that?
Well, I was just gonna say, man, you shot this thing when?
About 4 weeks ago. We did.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna tell you something about Buckcherry. We are fucking fast, man. We did the record. I went in on Monday. Didn't do anything until Wednesday for the record. Played bass on Wednesday and Thursday, and then flew home on Friday.
Wow.
And then that was in the beginning of November. And then the record was mixed, mastered, and the artwork was done by the end of the year.
Wow.
By New Year's. And then the videos we shot, it was like 4 weeks ago, maybe 5 at the most. We shot one video on Saturday. I flew in on Friday, got caught in that snowstorm in Portland. What was supposed to be I had to switch planes in Sacramento or someplace. What turned into what was supposed to be what was it? Like a 4.5 hour travel day turned into a 12-hour travel day by the time I got in. So that was awesome. So I got in on Thursday, got up Friday. Josh picked up me and Francis, because Francis doesn't live in LA. And we went, grabbed a coffee and some food right next to the Burbank airport. I saw RuPaul, not in drag. My 3rd time I've seen Ru in public, and never bugged him once. Always wanted to, but never did. I'm probably one of 5 heterosexual dudes that are like, that's RuPaul.
That's amazing. Yeah, man.
Well, I saw him in that movie, But I'm a Cheerleader, that came out in the 90s. And I'm like, oh, that's what he looks like, not in drag. Rad. So I've been on a flight with him before, recognize him. I've seen him at some studio thing at Paramount Studios in LA, and then saw him again, which I thought was super rad, because I'm like, dude, it's rad. One of these days, if I see him again, I'm like, this is the 4th time I've seen you in public and never said hi. Knuckleball.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, it was cool. I mean, I don't really get that that's the one thing I miss about LA. I mean, being a small town kid, I still get like, I don't bother him, but I still get giddy. I'm like, oh my God, it's RuPaul. It's always the weird people that nobody cares about, really.
Right. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, that's the dude that played the fucking Melvin the Mop Boy in Toxic Avenger. Oh my God. Like I'd seen him when I first moved to LA at like a Kicks show at the Parkview Plaza. I was like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. You know what I mean? It's like the most random dumb people that like nobody else gives a fuck about that I'm like, dude. But anyway, so we did that, went to the downtown, shot this video, came home, came home the next day. Oh no, excuse me. Came back to the hotel. Josh picked us up again, went to another place next to USC downtown LA and shot the other one. And then I flew home on Sunday, and then the videos were done by like the next week.
Wow. So right like, on.
That well, out.
Time is money, man. I love it.
Well, and you know, like I said, there's no ragers in my band, so it's like everybody's cool. Really like, let's focus, let's get this shit done. Do your homework. Like I said, I'm one of those dudes. It's like every record we do, I try to play less notes and get it done quicker.
Do you actually write your parts kind of with the live stuff in mind? Do you think, all right, this is what's going to need to be, performed in front of 100,000 people? These massive.
No, I write it for the record, man. I write for the song. And some of the, they'll demo the bass out too. Some of the stuff I'm like, because dude, it's Buckcherry. I mean, how weird can you get?
Well, right. It's not like you're not
with Paul Gilbert or or Goldfinger, where you can like do all these crazy walking bass lines and stuff. It's Buckcherry. I drop out in the verses, man.
Yeah.
Sounds cool. Oh, bass comes up. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not, I write for the tunes. I'm at the age, I've got to do all my hot dog, hot rod, fucking, all that bullshit when I was younger. I played with Paul Gilbert. That first Electric Love Hogs record, it was all bass. All that crazy shit. By the time I was in my early mid-20s, I got a lot of that crap out of my system. So I'm really like, I just want to make the tunes rock.
Yeah.
And, live, you can pick your moments where you like, I'll put something right here. You know what I mean? Where you'll do like your little Rudy Sarzo, Billy Sheehan.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
God, man, I was just going to say, so Scott Southworth is reminding me, somebody in the chat, your buddy, Dr. Sexy, says he saw Boss Hogg in Hazard County. He kept us cool. So that, like another name dropper there. That's good. You guys can keep them.
Boss Hogg's great.
Yeah.
What's his name though?
Jesse? Oh, no. No.
Uncle Jeff. No, I don't know what they are.
No, that was, who knows? Hey, listen, man, Scott Southworth, just, he's prodding me. We're talking Roar Like Thunder. So we're talking about the video, shot it in LA, top a building, downtown LA. Let's watch it. And
let's put it on.
We'll chat about this track. All right. 1 second.
Let's do it.
That's killer. Good stuff, man. Yeah,
we're trying to make rock.
That's a good set starter for sure, man. I love it.
That's actually going to be the set starter for Sir Alice Cooper. We've never played that live yet, so
right on,
hopefully
man.
we get a sound check.
Hell yeah, right? Yeah. Well, is it just you two on the bill? Is that
no, it? I think there's we go on at like 6:30 and Alice is on at like 8.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like super. Yeah, it's like an early show. It's for the National Hot Rod Association, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you at a track?
I think we're at like a resort casino thing.
Okay, right.
It's in Chandler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Well, say hi to Kelly Keegi, Yeah.
Is he going to be there?
Kelly lives there in Chandler, and
okay.
Yeah, but I know that they're on one of the other cruises right now. But by this weekend, because you guys play Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think who knows? They may be home by that point.
If he's there, he's an Oregonian, right?
He is. Yeah, lived in Salem for a bit as well, or Eugene actually for a while. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, somebody in the comment when they're talking about the sun coming down quick. So you said you shot that 2 different segments on Roar Like Thunder. Did you actually leave gear set up and you just wait till you go for lunch and come back?
This was before the time change,
right?
So now that we've sprung forward, I'm like, what time is it anymore? I don't even know.
It would have been interesting if everybody changed gear, changed costumes, right? Change outfits. But
did you notice I even left my sunglasses on?
You sure did, man.
I
recognize that red leather. I love that.
I was just like, oh yeah, oh no, I'm wearing. I might wear that exact same outfit on Saturday.
Yeah, but I thought that's all you have.
No, I have so much shit. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
We were talking about basses, man. The ridiculous amount of bass guitars you have. Like, where the hell do you store all those, man?
I don't, and wherever.
Yeah, like I mean, do you have warehouses like staging stuff when you're out on the road?
The band does. It's in Arizona. All our backline is coming to that show, so that's cool. But no, I mean, basses don't take up that much room.
Yeah, God, man.
I keep the cases in one part of the house, and then I put the basses on stands so I can ogle them, walk by. It's like P. Diddy. It's like P. Diddy looking. I just walk around with my lotion. You'll do. Come here. I'm going to play you now. I went there.
Oh, yeah, man.
What is up with that? Oh, how many people are like, oh shit, I was at those parties.
God, you know what? Well, I had Diddy's drummer on the show about a month or so ago. And I was asking him, I said, how many Diddy parties did you hit? He has kids. He's got like a teenage son and daughter. And he said, I did not hit any parties. I know nothing. I was never attending any of those things. And it, it sucks, man, because you want that on your resume to be able to have like a national artist like that, a massive artist. But at that point, anybody that's been canceled, it's gone. Right. So it's a drag.
Well, you know what? I'm sure he's a great drummer, and he's probably got a bunch of other gigs.
Yeah, he's with Eminem right now. He's killing it.
Oh, never heard of him.
Yeah, right.
Marshall Mathers?
Yeah. I mean, those, once you get to a point like that, as you saw, I had Eva Gardner on the show the other day. Yeah. We were talking about how she had done, like so many massive names, of course, Cher was a big one for her, but playing in LA where she was in that circle of people and the Pink gig, once you get the Pink gig, you could pretty much go anywhere else, they like,
I would think so.
What's the ultimate gig for you, man? Besides the Stones?
Ultimate gig for me. Oh my God. I mean, AC/DC in like 1977.
Yeah, right on.
That would have been my any AC/DC like up until old age.
So was it just Bon Scott era that it was your thing?
I like the first, early Brian. I think Brian's great, but I'm just a Bon Scott. I love Bon Scott. Yeah. I mean, I just love that 70s era. I mean, he's just such a fucking rapscallion. Yeah. And I love his voice and he's a bathroom poet. He's a toilet laureate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that guy's like, he's as far as like he's definitely in like the top 5 rock and roll demigods. You know what I mean?
Sure. And he went out the right way, right?
Well, maybe not. Have you? Are you in a biography or like a?
Hey, I
Do
lost
you
you.
read a
I
lot
lost
of
your
this?
audio.
Like read it. There's a book called the Last Highway, the Bon Scott story, and they allude to some nefarious. Wasn't necessarily alcohol that did him in. So, and the people he was seen with last were notorious junksters, we'll say. So there's some rumor that he actually was not drunk. He was on heroin. Did we freeze? You there?
I lost your audio for a second. Sorry about that. But you're solid. Yeah.
Oh, still good?
Yep, you're good. Yep.
Did you hear any of what I said?
I did. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, there's a whole theory that there's also a theory that because they were in the studio to do Back in Black when he died.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, they put that record out. That record came out I think it came out in May or June. He died in February.
Oh my God, man.
So I'm thinking a lot of that shit was written. So they get into that a little bit. So if anybody's out there and you're a big Bon Scott fan, The Last Highway, I forget the author's name. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
They interviewed some ex-girlfriends of his during that time, and one of them was an American gal that said she thought he wrote the lyrics to "You Shook Me All Night Long" because he asked her what color her eyes were, and she said chartreuse, and he's like, chartreuse? He'd never heard of the color before. And I think they allude to chartreuse eyes knocking me out with those American thighs, and she was American.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I think there's also some writing credits that go to the Scott family on that record. Maybe I heard there was a rumor. I got to dig a little deeper on that, but so yeah, they think a large portion of that record was lyrically, it was probably written, at least half of it, anyways.
Wow.
So, who knows?
Interesting. That yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Because you take those songs and you put his voice in it, and you're like, AI.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, man. It could happen now. Did you watch? I think we talked about this, but the Zeppelin, the new Zepp documentary.
Oh yeah, I saw it at the IMAX.
Oh, you did see it.
I went and saw it right here at PDX. Yeah, at the next to the hemorrhoid center, the Lloyd Center.
Yeah, I tried to get it to it. I was up in Vancouver, BC, and it was like I missed the IMAX window, but I did see it regular, and
it was so good.
It was amazing though how remastered, how that audio sounded. It was so huge, and
yeah,
the for me, I mean, there was a lot of stuff I didn't know, man. Like really, I didn't realize how much Page was responsible for everything. You know, for getting.
I mean, and that's the funny thing is nobody talks about him as a producer,
right?
Like he never gets any props as a producer.
Well, I mean, John Paul Jones, of course, right? But
JPJ. I mean, if you're a Zeppelin fan, I didn't become a Zeppelin fan until the early 2000s.
Really?
To me, that was grandpa music.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I wanted to listen to fucking Accept and fucking, you know, whatever was new and hot, Iron Maiden, like the new hot bands. Like, you know, I had Toys in the Attic, but I mean, that fucking came out in like 75 or whatever, 6. And to me, already in like, you know, 81, that was grandpa music. That shit was like 6 years old. Fucking with their Uncle Salt told me, I'm like, what is this fucking vaudeville bullshit? Go hang out with Paul McCartney and write some oobla-dee, oobla-da. You know what I mean? I wanted the fucking Fast as a Shark. I wanted all that, you know. So I didn't really, like, I just dismissed. And it's like growing up in Oregon, you know, KGON. I mean, still play the same shit, except for now Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, and fucking Guns N' Roses are on there.
Right.
That's classic rock now.
Right.
So I didn't give a fuck. But when that triple whatever DVD that came out, How the West Was Won or whatever, when that came out, because you couldn't see any of this. Was before YouTube.
Right.
you couldn't see Zeppelin live, and anything you did see was a board mix from Seattle, and it sounded like shit, and Page was half fucked up out of his mind, and he's already diarrhea fingers, God bless him. But it's like when you add the extra smack to it, the terrible board mix, I was like, fuck these guys. The drummer's good, the rhythm section's good, and then, you know, Robert Plant was singing about Gollum, the evil one. And I'm like, fucking shut up, nerd. So I was like not into it. And then when that came out, and I saw that fucking Earl's Court when they're like in 69 or 70 or whatever it was, or wait, no, Royal Albert Hall, and then there was the Earl's Court and the other stuff. I was like, oh fuck,
You're dangerous.
these guys are fucking insane.
Yeah.
And then I changed my song after that.
Right.
The song didn't remain the same.
Right. The moments at the beginning of the doc where the guys in the band are hearing Bonham's voice for the first time, right?
That was cool.
God, goosebumps, man. Yeah, you could see
that was cool.
Plant like kind of tear up a little bit. And he's talking about how they were just buddies, man. They were brothers.
They were like 17 and 19 or whatever they were. I mean, you think about that shit, you're like, dude, he was 19 years old when it's just like it's amazing that any of those guys it makes sense that Bonham died. One of them was going to.
Yeah.
Because you think about I think about that too. I was like, man, what if I would have became a fucking millionaire at fucking 22 years old or some shit? I'd probably be dead.
Right. The way you were drinking and partying.
Oh man, like a fucking idiot. You know, it's like, money's no object. Let's shoot some Jack Daniels or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Motley Crue.
Right. Ozzy.
I mean, Tommy was like 17 or 18 when that band started. He was probably a millionaire by the time he was old enough to drink.
Yeah. It's amazing that those guys are all still alive, right?
I mean, Hanoi Rock's drummer isn't.
Razzle. Yeah. Brutal. Yeah. You want to go down that road? Let's talk about.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah. When were you in LA? What years?
Well, I moved there in '86 with some Salem homies, but they said we were moving to LA. And then when I got down there, it was motherfucking Gardenia.
Oh, yuck.
It was like where the sewer meets the ocean, you know, like Midway City. And I was like, dudes,
that's not Hollywood.
This is fucking LA. We're like an hour from fucking LA. And I don't have a car. I fucking hated it. I worked at a Conroy's Flowers and then came home and thought about playing music. But there was like 3 of us in this tiny little fucking 2-bedroom house, guest house. You know how it was. And I was like, fuck this. So I ended up coming back up to Salem, and I got a job at the IGA, and then I got fired from that, but I fucking hated it. And then I got a job at the Enchanted Forest, and I saved up my money at the Enchanted Forest. And my buddy Jeff Fuller, who I just went and saw the Led Zeppelin movie with, he came up. Jeff actually, not to brag, but he's also a Salem boy. He lives in LA. He just won an Emmy a few years ago for the Sonic Highway. He mixed that, the HBO. He mixed the TV show. So Salem, what's up? Represent, baby.
God,
so anyways,
what were you doing?
He caught me into, what's that?
What were you doing at the Enchanted Forest?
Whatever they wanted me to. I worked on the rides. I worked at the haunted house was my favorite.
Okay.
I worked at the just any ride they needed. Today you're working the fucking slide, the witch's head or whatever. Today you're doing. I like the haunted house was my favorite because I like scaring people. It was so
sure.
Much
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
All right. So after Enchanted Forest, then you went back down.
After the Enchanted Forest, I saved up, and I moved back down there in '88. And Jeff got me a gig. He got me an audition and a job. He's all, come down now. And I'm like, okay. And God bless him for doing that. He got me a job. I worked at NRG, National Research Group.
Okay.
I worked in the coding department. So we'd get the surveys from the new movies and go through and uncode what they said. And then he got me an audition with this band called the World's Cutest Killers, which was Kelly Johnson from Girls School played guitar. Kathy Valentine, who was the bass player in the Go-Go's, played guitar also, because she's actually a pretty ripping guitar player. And I don't know if you've ever seen her play guitar. She's like from Austin, so she's got like that fucking blues ripping.
Yeah.
And then, I think the drummer was the kid from that movie Light of Day with Michael J. Fox.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And Joan Jett. I think it was the kid that played the drummer in that. And I did an audition, and somebody's car's honking out there. And I didn't get it, and that was great. And then the first people I called looking for bands on the Music Connection and the Recycler was John Feldman, who I played with in the Love Hogs, and then Goldfinger, and he's a big producer now. And, now I'm here.
Do you remember the audition that you went on? Did you remember what happened in that? Was it just...
I did great. I nailed it. I had like fucking 2 months to learn this. That was like 3 songs.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they were looking for a little more demure bass player.
Demure. That's not a quality I would imagine you being characterized as.
Well, not then. I mean, I think they fired their old bass player because he kind of sucked up a little too much attention. I don't know. That's what I tell myself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I enjoy those audition stories, when you get somebody on that's talking about, like a failed audition, maybe that didn't work.
I've had 2 failed auditions, and they were both involving females. I didn't get the gig.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, you just needed to work on your femininity. I can't say.
Well, that was that one, and then the other one, she decided she wanted a girl bass player.
Yeah.
Which was fine.
Sure. Yeah.
And honestly, it worked out better for me that I didn't get the gig, because my mom ended up getting diagnosed with terminal fucking brain tumor, and I would have been on tour, and she died in 7 weeks, and I would have been on tour, and I wouldn't have been around to be with her. So I'm fucking grateful I didn't get that gig.
You were able to come home and be with mom.
I was home with my mom, though. I got to be with her, the whole 7 weeks that she was around.
Wow, man.
So yeah, fucked up and heavy, but grateful that I didn't get it. Because I know other musicians that have been in similar situations and had parents that were sick and were afraid to come home, and because they didn't want to lose their gig, and their parent ended up passing away on tour, and they fucking kicked themselves in the ass every fucking day for not doing it. And I actually had a conversation with this person who's a friend of mine. I don't want to name him because he's a pretty famous dude. And he just said, "You're lucky you didn't get that gig."
Yeah. And
I was like, "Oh my God, thank you for putting it to me like that. I never would have thought of that. That's awesome." So,
respect, man. Yeah, buddy. When you and I were talking about some of that last week when we had lunch, I was thinking about your diagnosis. So you got your leukemia?
Yeah, AML, acute myeloid. Wasn't that cute?
No. But you've been in remission 5 years now, cancer-free, is that right?
8.
8 years. God, bro. That's amazing, man.
It is, because I'm like, now it's like, did that happen or did I dream that?
Yeah, right.
It's crazy. But then I see the pictures and I'm like, oh no, that shit happened.
Yeah.
That shit definitely happened.
What was that treatment like?
Brutal.
Yeah.
I am very lucky. I didn't have to get the bone marrow transplant. Eric, who was singing for Skid Row, Grunwald,
yeah.
He had to get the bone marrow transplant.
Remember.
And he said it was fucking gnarly.
Did you talk to him about it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, anytime I meet anybody that had leukemia, it's like, "What's up, bad blood, brother?" Woo.
Right. Bad. Yeah.
So,
God. Were you trying to gig during that time too? Or did you take time off?
I did a whole fucking tour, a month tour, before I got diagnosed. I was fucking like, wow, this cold really won't go away. Oh my God, this shit fucking, holy, every day off, I was trucking my ass to the fucking drugstore trying to get something to get. I thought I got, because we were in Europe before that, I thought I got some Euro slug that would go.
It was like cold flu symptoms?
Well, yeah, kind of. And like some days I was better than others. And then I realized something was going on. Well, obviously when it wasn't going away, but when we did a Google Live thing at the Clearwater venue there that the Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper and Richie Valens died at afterwards, and it was a live stream, and I called my buddy Tommy Pearson, who, do you know Tommy?
Yep.
And from I played the DCs also with me, my AC/DC cover band with McSwaniac, and I called him and was talking to him, and I go, hey man, did you get a chance to check out the live feed? And he goes, yeah, I did. I go, what'd you think? And he goes, you don't look good. You look like shit.
Wow.
He goes, your skin color's all wrong. And I was like, really?
Jaundiced?
No, white.
White.
And like, cause it's your white. Well, it's your white blood cells that go fucking bye-bye.
Yeah.
And so, I think my roommate's coming out here. I told him, like, I'm doing a live stream in the. Is that it? Oh, I think that's him parked outside. Anyways, I'll just go.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
But anyways, I finished. Before I finished the tour, I called and made an appointment to get my blood panels checked. Because even the guys in my band are like, "Get your blood checked." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." So I had a 6-day break, and
back home.
I got home on like a Saturday. I got my blood tested on Tuesday. On Monday. I got a root canal on Tuesday.
Ooh.
And then Wednesday, after my root canal, I was like, oh my God. I took a nap and I woke up and like, oh, I feel like shit. Oh my God. I'm like, this is freaking me out. I was starting to like kind of freak out a little bit. And I remember one of the kids next door here that was outside, and he goes, just get back from tour? I just woken up from my nap, and I go, yeah, I did. And he looked at me and he goes, you look like shit. I'm like, thanks, I feel like shit. So the next day my phone rang, and I was like, man, these motherfuckers got to call me. I'm leaving on Friday to go on tour for like a month or two. And I got a phone call like 2:30 and 3 in the afternoon, and it was, hey Kelly, hey, it's so and so from the clinic, and we got your test results. Can you come in at like 6:30? And I'm thinking, isn't that when you come in and fire somebody before?
Wow, yeah, right.
Before the weekend starts.
Yeah.
So I come in and they just totally rope-a-doped me, and then next thing I know, you got leukemia. And so I had to call the band after I fucking was like, what?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I got to go on tour in like 3 days. And she's like, no, you're going to the hospital for like 4 to 6 weeks. You're packing a bag and you're not going home.
Wow.
And I'm like thinking, that's if I die.
Your pop down in Arizona at that point?
What's that?
Was your dad down in Arizona at that point?
Yeah.
And you had already like been through.
Was he? I think they had already moved. And they came up, they flew up. I had like some of my friends flew up from LA and shit. It was great. Like I had a great support unit. Everybody was amazing. I had a great doctor, Dr. Godwin. He just retired a couple of years ago. I got to see him before he retired. And I went in and I would, up until COVID, I would still go in to the hospital, and I would go in and I would totally talk to the nurses and say hey, and some of them came to the DC's shows and stuff.
No way, really?
Yeah. It was fucking great. I think some might even have come to the Buckcherry local shows, some of them even. But after COVID, it's like frowned upon, don't come in here now, But and then I was back on tour in like 5 months.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. But it's funny. The funny thing is, you're talking about leading up to that, though. I talked to one of the nurses, one of the head nurses there, because they're like all, oh, you're in a band? Oh, that's cute. Like they think you're in like some like, you're playing the Hilton on the weekend or whatever, Jack's Chicken Shack or whatever. And I go, no. And I pulled my Master Tour app up and went, this is what I did before I came into the hospital. And they were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it was like a whole month of tour. And she goes, you basically did with, my dad. She goes, you basically did that whole tour where what your blood level count was. You basically were like missing a third of your blood.
Oh my God.
So I was just like, well, no wonder I felt like shit.
You know what? Yeah. If you hadn't gotten sober, can you imagine? Like
that's one of the things my doctor said to me when I went in there, and he goes, I have a really good feeling. He goes, genetically, because they run a genetic chart. He goes, you're top tier for this to go in remission right away. And he goes, you're young, well, youngish. You're healthy. And he goes, I got a good feeling. And he goes, on top of that, you've been sober for 11 years. You haven't drank. He goes, a lot of people come in, they're older. They've got nicotine habit, alcohol habit, whatever else. He goes, not only do they have to go through this horrible fucking chemo, but he goes, they got to go fucking cold turkey on top of it. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my God, cold turkey and chemo? Fuck, kill me. And he goes, yeah, and it does kill a lot of people.
And just like liver, kidney, lung issues, all that kind of stuff on top of the fact that your blood is jacked. Yeah, you would not be alive, bro.
No, I'd be dead.
Yeah, that's amazing, man.
So I was very, I Providence and Portland, they were amazing. I have like nothing but like great things to say about it. My obviously my experience was horrible, but it was amazing too because they were so fucking good and just on it.
That's, man. So, you want to tell your neighbor and say hey real quick?
What's that?
Come on and say hey.
I could sneak upstairs, but it's really dark up there.
No, that's all right. You know what? That's all good, man. What we need to do is we need to plan on a follow-up after these shows. So you got Coop coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
And then
we have one more in Florida. We're doing a one-off. Some outside of Miami on like the beginning of April. And then we do one show on the 10th or 11th in Reading with the Steel Panther guys. Then we do a couple Washington shows without them. And I think they do Reno without us. And then we meet up in BC and go all the way across Canada. I mean, we're going to the Maritimes, all that shit. We're doing all of it. It's like 4.5 week, 5 like across Canada.
You did that in November
with the Steel Panther guys, and I think Kurt Dimer's opening the show. So it's going to be awesome. I love those guys. I just went down to Salem and saw them last week because I had to go to the Elsinore because I used to go see movies there. Right. I saw Spinal Tap there.
Nice.
So I was like, Spinal Tap and kind of Spinal Tap.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, and those guys are ampless. We're all digital now too, just because it's so much easier to mix.
Sure.
For, like and it sounded amazing in that place, and it was packed.
That's
awesome. It was cool. It was a great show, and I went and said hey to them after the gig. I was supposed to, when I got diagnosed 8 years ago, that's the run of shows they did. And Jeff Rouse actually filled in for me and they did some UK Europe dates with those guys. So I hadn't seen any of them since I text Ralph and I was like, the singer, Michael Starr, I texted him and was like, I'm all, hey, is this still you, Ralph? It's Kelly from the mighty BC. Cause I didn't know if it was, and he's like, it's me. And I go, hey, I want to come see you in Salem next week. And he's like, I'll put you on.
Nice.
So went down, me and Hansi went down there and ran into my buddy Joel. And we all went back and said, hey. And
Joel Kinney?
And they're awesome. I love those guys. They're fucking awesome. They're funny.
Yeah.
Super cool.
It's a
crazy. And Ralph was like, he goes, I didn't even know if you were still in the band or not.
Oh, because.
And I'm like, that because I didn't do that tour.
But when are you doing the Volcanada tour with those guys?
That starts here. Let me.
We just did that very same thing. We started in BC. We went all the way across to Moncton, New Brunswick. Actually,
Moncton.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, I know people in Moncton. I've been to Moncton so many times. I know people there.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see. Hang on. Let me find the Master Tour. Coquitlam at the Great Canadian Casino Resort. April 15th is the official kickoff day. And then we go all the way through till, hang on. Still go. Moncton, Quebec City.
Yeah, nice. I love Quebec City, man.
We're over here in Ottawa. Waterloo, New York. North Tonawanda, New York.
Buffalo. North Tonawanda, you do the Riviera?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it. Riviera Theater.
Yeah.
And then we head down Fort Wayne, Bloomington, Illinois, Granite Falls, and then I think I think I don't know. Then there's some gaps that are not filled in, and then we're doing a bunch of like fly out dates. East Coast, Midwest. Some Arizona. We're doing Parker, Arizona in July. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I only have up until July, and they're still filling stuff in.
Well, if people want to know, unfortunately, man, I'll be in East Coast while you guys are doing BC, but I'll definitely send some people your way. You're doing that with Steel Panther, April 15th. Yep. All right. Yeah.
It's going to be fun. I think the shows are doing real well, too. We did that last year, early last year, and the year before with Skid Row, and they were fucking great, off the chain.
That's killer, man. Yeah, well, I would think that.
And Canada likes us too. Canada still rocks.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Unlike Oregon, where we never play anymore because you're a bunch of pussies.
Honestly, Elsinore is the only place that we've played since in the last 10 years I've been in the band. It's crazy.
Well, we've done a couple. Well, we played here with the Coop. We did the Schmitz.
I saw that show. I came down to that one.
Yeah, that was fun. And then we did 2 Hawthorne theaters, and
Wow. Yeah.
I'm over the Hawthorne Theater. No offense to anybody at the Hawthorne Theater.
That's all right.
And I live right down the street.
Yeah, you do.
Like it's probably 3 miles from me or less. 3 miles probably.
You can get your daily jog in.
Yep.
Well, listen, let's do this. So that Coquitlam show won't work, but I'm going to find you on one of those windows.
Yeah. Let me know, man. You got my number.
I'm just going to bring a little podcast set up, and we'll do the hang. We can talk about Roar Like Thunder, how it's doing. We can by that point, and maybe.
Well, by that point, the second single will be out, and the record will be out. It's coming out June 13th.
Right on, and artwork done by our mutual buddy Francis.
That's right.
Right,
Francis Ruiz.
That's amazing, man.
Good job, Francis.
I love that you can give the drummer some props, man. That's good. I had seen the band with other drummers in the past, of course, but Francis, man, he slays that gig.
Yeah, he hits hard, and we all turn left and right at the same time. It's great.
Yeah, that's important, man. Rhythm section, baby.
Yep, and I'm to the point now where, because we got the in-ears, and he's got a click just for reference, even though he doesn't. I don't think he really needs it.
Yeah,
but it's just one of those things. But I started putting click in my in-ears now. Now I'm kind of getting used to it.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like I didn't have it in at sound check, and I'm like, what am I missing? I'm like, oh shit, I missed the click. I'm turning into a drummer.
That's man. Well, please do me a favor and say hello to another dear friend of mine. You'll be seeing Glenn Sobel this weekend. So
I will.
Glenn
definitely will say. That, Kevin Rankin says, "Does you have any like slangy words there?"
Kevy Metal, yeah. Tell him Kevy Metal.
Kevy Metal.
Kevy Metal, yeah. Is
it Kevin Metal or Kevy Metal? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Kevy Metal.
I should have brought you some stickers you can bring with you, but
what are you thinking?
Glenn Sobel, man, he's.
Well, you know what? I'm back in town for a while after that, so
yeah, we'll be hanging.
Are you in town?
I'm going to Montana, take care of my mama this week, and then
nice.
And then we've got a couple weeks off before we go. So yeah, I'll be back.
Well, let's try and do another support local businesses.
I would love it, man. I love it, and I'm really glad that we were able to get back together. And
oh, absolutely, dude. It's awesome. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Guys, if you're out there watching this and you didn't already see it, we played the video a bit ago. Roar Like Thunder came out today, the new video and new single. So grab the single and then pre-select and pre-order the Roar Like Thunder record, which comes out in June. And follow Kelly Lemieux, man. Go out and find him on Instagram. You can see his
That's right.
He chases Sasquatch on his days off. And
I like. Oh,
there it is, the North American
shout out.
There it is. Yes, sir.
The North American Bigfoot Center.
I love it, man. Yeah.
Who you've had, my good buddy Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff's been on the show.
I should get my buddy Alex Webster from Cannibal Corpse. I should get him. If you should have him on too.
I would love it, man.
He's actually leaving town soon, but just let me know. I'm sure I can make it happen.
He's a good dude. Yeah.
Awesome. So nice. He and Darren from Goldfinger grew up together in Buffalo.
They did. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, when you're in Buffalo or Tonawanda and you're at the Riviera, make sure you guys get there between sound check and the show, so they'll give you the little tour of one of the only last remaining Wurlitzer organs, right? So it's massive. Like the entire organ, all the instruments are against the wall in the back, and the organ comes up from underneath the ground. And they've got this demo where they'll play it, and it'll play the Star Wars theme.
Oh, wow.
It plays all the symphonic instruments on the wall, everything like chimes and tuba, and like it's a huge thing. So it's cool. Yeah. So enjoy the review.
I'll definitely check that out.
Awesome. And let's get in on a day when we can get the ramen next time. All right. I want to check that out.
So. Yeah, not Tuesdays.
All right.
Tuesdays they're closed.
Right on. Sounds good.
We're in.
You guys, you probably already know this too, but if you subscribe to this channel right here down below, youtube.com/addicts as Kevin, I've got another fun bass player tomorrow, rock star turned teacher, Caleb Spiegel, who was in Slow Rush with Rob Daker. You remember that band from back in the day? He's got a killer punk rock band, My Regrets, but he's right now an educator and in the running to be America's Teacher of the Year. So
I actually know Caleb.
Caleb's a great dude.
I met him when he was in My Regrets with my buddy Dano Capristo.
Oh yeah, Dano's amazing.
Who else was in that band?
Well, you had
Michael. I don't remember Michael's last name. Something Italian.
Yeah.
But Caleb way back. He's in those Dandy Warhol videos, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, okay, that is him. Yeah. It's funny because you said his name, and I'm like, I always wondered what happened to him. I'm like, what happened to Caleb?
Yeah, well, My Regrets is still kind of a thing, but he's writing a bunch of new stuff with Rob.
Oh, he is? Oh, yeah. Okay.
And
I did not know that.
Brand new stuff with Rob Daker, and the video that we played on Rob's show the other day, Hold Me Down, it was a new single that Rob and Caleb wrote together. And like I said, he went back to grad school and became a teacher.
Good for him.
Yeah, so he's
smart. Good for him.
Smart guy. Yeah. So it's Bass Player Month, I guess, because we had Eva Gardner on. I had Marty Meisner from Mayfield 4 on the show. And
nice.
So guys, subscribe to the channel. And then, Kelly, you and I will get back together. We'll celebrate your show. Give
ramen.
Ramen and hug Sobel for me.
Thank you for sure.
All of you guys in the chat, I appreciate it. And dude, be safe down there. All right. Give him my best.
Oh yeah, I will. You too. You too.
Hug your dad, man. And,
absolutely.
I wish I could do that myself, man. All right, bud. Have a
great.
You know
what? Hug your mom. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, man. I did. So this weekend, yeah, we're.
I'm like, where's I don't even know where my.
Just right in the camera. There we go. Awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here, and we'll be back here tomorrow at 5:00 Pacific. And be good humans and be good to each other. Decency. That's what we're looking for, right?
That's right. I'd like to see some.
Please. Thanks, guys. Take care.